views and tell what I think their real game is as contrasted by their pretense. Bob is basically protecting.
In 12 miles, take exit 100 onto Antelope Road.
Journals should be brief affairs. He recently said that a college professor would back him up on it, which strikes me as tacky, purified bullshit.
Alright, no real problem with that.
Trying all my life to do a journal is to recommit to the idea that my relationship with Carrie Pittman from the age of 15 to 17 income. And Carrie's diaries were...
Whoa, that does not make any sense at all. The reason you've been blogging is to prove that your relationship with Carrie Pittman meant something? Weird. Like, how's about, like, okay, wow, I don't even know what to do with that. But her blogs were probably pretty long. I remember some of her love letters, and they were, like, incredibly long and just super detailed and went on for days and days, which was okay, because I'm pretty sure she wrote them to me while she was bored doing something else. But, yeah, that's weird.
Not brief. I mean, they were quite good. Of course, Carrie had hope. Namely, the hope that I would be her significant other. I tried to proceed.
Wait, okay, hold on. I'm pretty sure that with Terry having been married for the last decade, that if I were to get in touch with her again and be like, hey, total stranger who I don't know except for lusting after you when I was like 17 and having a brief and weird affair with, hey, is there any way you could send me some examples of your diary for the last, 20 years? I'm pretty sure they would include plenty of detail and be super long and have nothing to do with her wanting you to be her mate. On account of she has a mate, and he is a dude who's not you. Is really all I've got on that one. Don't know where else to go with that.
From a position beyond hope. If Bob ever decides to like NWR, Lisa will have to update her 2010 codes to be deplorable.
Really? I don't see that happening either. Nor do I feel like that really is something she's gonna have to do. I think you of all people should understand that people are often, wait for it, inconsistent with liking things and doing things and being things. Hell, I love the movie Hackers, which is kind of crappy. Unlike the majority of people who think that Cruel Intentions is awesome because Sarah Michelle Gellar kisses Selma Blair, I think that movie's great too because of the soundtrack and the way they managed to take super hot young actors and make them incredibly decadent, privileged, and up to date. It was a remake of Dangerous Liaisons, the movie, which I think was a remake of another movie, and it took place during like the 14th century in France, I think. There was a lot of sword fighting and fancy outfits and frills and laces, and it was all about silliness and court intrigue and silliness and a bunch of weird sexual crap. And the fact that they made that into a modern day movie with a kick-ass soundtrack, including Fatboy Slim, was pretty awesome. Am I under the impression that it is an absolutely awesome feat of cinema? No, not really. Does it bother me that I'm pretty much against stupid WB Presents series where they make everyone super young and super cute and it's totally unrealistic? Like, the hottest girl I've ever dated is nowhere near the ugliest girl in the high school? No, I never do. Or that Freddie Prinze Jr. movie where supposedly the super ugly weird girl wears glasses? Like, okay, I understand that it is a basic tenet of modern day society that everyone on the planet is super retarded and can't figure out the fact that Clark Kent is Superman when he wears a pair of ugly glasses. But that doesn't work. Hormonal teenage boys don't care if you wear ugly glasses when you look like that girl, whoever she was in that movie. So, yeah, that seems utterly ridiculous. And did I mention utterly ridiculous? Because I will. I will mention utterly ridiculous.
After seeming to be defending MWR against me, an untenable position because MWR is wrong and purposefully inaccurate.
Okay. So, again, what you fail to realize is that many of the times when you write stuff on my blog, it comes across as you being a huge dick. It is not as bad when you write stuff that's totally tangential and it's super short. I wrote a 20-page blog on my phone, and you were like, "Oh, I can't read it. Punctuation's impossible. It's incomprehensible." Seriously, I have to explain this to you, an adult of more than average intelligence. Lack of punctuation does not render something indecipherable. Pretty much all you have to do is read it out loud to yourself. If you have that much problem with where the periods are, read it out loud. And guess what? You'll pretty much automatically put the correct punctuation in there yourself. Or you'll get to the end of the question or the statement or whatever, and you'll realize, oh, it was a question or a statement or whatever. That's how that works. It's not rocket science. It just comes across as kind of being mean and kind of being lazy. Like, oh, I'm not going to bother reading this. Too much work. Too hard. I get too easily sidetracked. I'm not going to do this. It's got to be perfect. Super frustrating, dude. Super frustrating. Considering, also, you're a dude who says that when you read your blog and have random sentences that deal with the I Ching or some other craziness just in the middle of your statement. Like, yeah, I had $27 and then I had to, spend 15, which is warrior monk eats lotus blossom, followed by series of adventure equals painful return of lack of enema. Like, what? Do you have Tourette's? Are you channeling Space Ghost? What the hell does all that mean? Like, there's a right way and a wrong way to put crazy babble in the middle of your blog. And that, my friend, is the wrong way. If you are going to do that sort of thing, you cannot legitimately complain about someone else just not doing enough punctuation. It's totally unfair. It's like super biased. Moving right along.
This true issue became blatantly obvious, namely that months ago I quit.
So, here's the deal with this. Aside from being sexist and misogynist and whatever, her real issue became apparent. Okay, so look. One day when I had lots of allergies and couldn't understand most of the things people were saying, I was walking on a beach with a girl, and she told me something about how she wanted to have sex with my grandmother. Rather than call her a slut and also a crazy person, I turned to her and said, "I'm sorry, what?" Now, was I pretty sure that she said she wanted to have sex with my grandmother? Absolutely. Does that make any sense? Not at all. Would I have been justified in screaming at her? hey, I heard her say it. She shouldn't be saying crap like that. However, it's one of those things that you do. Yeah, I get that. That person wouldn't let me over. Okay. Now I gotta figure out how to get...
Use the right 2 lanes to turn onto Greenback Lane towards Citrus Heights.
That person almost ran me off
Turn
the
right,
road.
then make a U-turn at Werner Avenue.
Alright, now I gotta turn the other way. That was frustrating. I was trying to get over it and this person wouldn't let me. So I narrowly avoided an accident. What was I saying? Oh yeah.
In 600 feet, make a U-turn at Werner Avenue.
So if you think you misunderstand someone, or if they say something and it's not something you like or whatever, or if somebody says a bunch of accuses you of a bunch of stuff or says something that they're angry about, whatever, it's really only common courtesy to answer the stuff they say. It's kind of like the moral equivalent, I guess, of just dismissing what they're saying because they obviously... It's obvious that really this is where the misogyny comes in and
Make a U-turn at Werner Avenue, then keep right to merge onto I-80 East toward Reno.
Yeah, I'm not getting to where I want to go. This is frustrating. It's pretty much like saying, oh, well, you know what, she's just on her period. It's a way of invalidating the stuff that the person says and then saying, hey, I'm basically right about everything I said anyway. It's irritating. It's always much better to just answer the person's accusations and show that you've given them some thought and given them some, I want to say, I wanted that street over there. Giving them some thought and waiting.
In 3/4 of a mile, turn left onto Auburn Boulevard.
And actually, I wasn't prepared for that. Actually done some thinking about it rather than just dismissing it. That is really frustrating to people. So, I can't say that I really like that part, as such.